Intellect Town presents the top 6 most unusual buildings in the world. Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao, Spain. One of the most famous museums in the world, which has a non-standard form and impressive appearance. Its author is Frank Gehry, who built his brainchild in the style of deconstructivism. There is no clear geometry here, only smooth curved lines, metallic shine, and glass. Tourists often take pictures of the building from the outside, but do not go inside. But in vain. There are also historical expositions here, but the main theme is electronics, robotics, and high-tech installations. In short, the 21st century. Central Library in Kansas City, USA. It is such a joy to see that the exterior of a building matches its design. For example, there is a doghouse, an airship house, but why are they like that? Nobody knows. Probably just the architect's whim. But the Central Library in Kansas City is different. It's designed as a shelf of 20 books. The steps of the main entrance are also books, and inside the library there are pillars made of books. Basically, books, books, books everywhere. It is interesting that the names of the giant books on the facade, 7 meters high, were chosen by the citizens of the city by voting. Thus, among the books on the history of Kansas City, there were immortal classics: The Lord of the Rings by Tolkien, 451 Degrees Fahrenheit by Bradbury, Romeo and Juliet by Shakespeare, 100 Years of Solitude by Marquis, and so on. A basket house in Newark, USA. Yes, another building in the form of an object. Why a basket? It's simple. The Longaberger company that commissioned the building produced baskets. Not only did the building immediately become a landmark, it was surrounded by a beautiful garden park. And in the evenings, the whole complex is illuminated inside and out. It looks incredibly beautiful. Cubic houses in Rotterdam and Helmond, Netherlands. Architect Piet Blom did his best. He managed to create extraordinary cubic houses and make them the hallmarks of these cities. The most interesting thing is that the cubes, put not even on the edge but on the corner, are residential apartments, and the gaps between them are occupied by retail outlets and cafes. Tourists can look at the architectural marvel both from the street and from the inside. The Stay OK Rotterdam Hostel and Furnished Museum is open in the building. It shows how a residential apartment in a cubic house can look like. A piano house in Huainan, China. In English, the house is called Piano House, although the object itself represents two instruments, a grand piano and a violin. The structure is a real masterpiece. It's not hard to guess that the glass violin houses an elevator and the piano houses a large and open area. Except that the contents of the building do not correspond to its shape in any way. The piano house is actually an exhibition hall dedicated to the city of Huainan. Crazy House Hotel in Dalat, Vietnam. The name of the hotel is justified. The house has no usual geometric shapes and generally resembles bizarre caves. But in fact, the hotel is the work of a man. It was designed by architect Dan Viet Na, who graduated from a university in Russia. Tourists can take a tour of the hotel as part of a group or on their own. It costs $5. And for $35, you can rent a room, each of which, by the way, is decorated thematically. The most popular is the pumpkin room, where you can burn wood all night in the pumpkin stove. Romance. Want to know more? Subscribe to us and get new information every day.